Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see from the title, no battle report today, but I'm going to be attempting an unboxing. And today's unboxing is a Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game, and this is the starter set which contains the Stark and Lannisters. So, as you can see, this is a pretty big box. Just about fits on my table. Luckily, in preparation for this, I cleared the surface of all my books and models that I've been painting. So, why have I bought this, I suppose, is the first question. Obviously, I like Song of Ice and Fire books, really good books. Series is decent, to a point. I don't want to get into that. But looking at videos of the gameplay and looking at the rules, it seems to be a mixture of a card game, a little bit of a board game, and obviously a war game all in one. So there's a lot of aspects to it, and there's a lot of things that can impact the gameplay. So rules seem fairly simple at the moment. I can see that a lot of the finesse is going to be in the movement, the building of the armies, and the order of activations that you set it off. My plan of unboxing this is I'm going to open it up, not record it, because it seems that I'm going to be tricky trying to get my hands around the camera and open it up, and I don't want to break my wife's camera to start with. So I'll take the lid off, not film it, and then we'll go through each layer of this box. And it's a big box, so hopefully there'll be lots of layers. So let's have a look at the first layer. So the lid is finally off. I'm so glad I didn't record that. So as you can see, first up, rulebook. Nice rulebook. Seen a lot of this online. Got nice diagrams of movement. This game is, the units are in trays, so all you people who used to play Warhammer, and obviously going to Age of Sigmar has no trays anymore, might be interested in this. Got nice illustrations, pictures, obviously in keeping to the book, which is good. So yeah, this is a really nice book. Point out the note, I think this is referenced in here. No, it's not. There is a app for this game on the store on your phone, Android, laptop. You basically download it, it's free, and it has the rules on it, so I've been looking at that, and it also has army builders, and there's quite a cool thing for your collection, so you tick what you've collected. So when you build your army, it'll flag up in the corner saying, oh no, you don't actually own this unit. So I think that's really cool. So it's called War Council app, and there'll be a little picture of Rob Stark at the front. I downloaded it as, again, free, worth a go. So there we go, rulebook. Oh, nice little reference sheet at the back. Love a reference sheet, so you don't have to troll through the book trying to find it. But as it goes for rulebooks, not particularly thick, which is good, always good. So, as you can see, the next layer is in cellophane, so I'm going to have a little open of it now to see if there's anything hidden amongst all this stuff. So, cellophane off. First thing you might notice is this. So turn this over, and now this is the tactics board in the game, and this is another reason I found this game so interesting. So this is to the side of the table where all your models are fighting, and you don't just have units to fight, you have characters called NCUs, and these are non-combat units, and what they do is they will occupy positions like this crown area, and when they occupy it, you get the effects written on this board, as well as the effects written on their card, so it can improve your troops or it can degrade your opposition. So that's really interesting. So I think NCUs in this game, in this set, you got Caitlin Stark and Sansa Stark for the Starks, obviously, and then for the Lannisters you have Cersei and Tyrion. So we've got that, quite cool. So, and then we got our punch board tokens and terrain This is the first layer. So what I can see, the token wise, these are some condition tokens. So these are applied to units and affect them. So we can see some, you've got 3 types. You've got vulnerable, weakened and panicked, and they affect your ability to hit things, your ability to save incoming hits, and your morale. Also on here I can see the turn marker and the little hearts. I think we can see them just above here. These are the track wounds. A lot of the tray infantry just have 1 wound, but some things like cavalry and monsters have several, so when they take a wound, chuck it down there and you got it. And also, these big things are terrain. Yeah, the terrain comes with this set. Ideally, I think flat terrain is perfect for this because of the tree movement style. So what we've got here, we've got a weirwood tree, a little forest grove, corpse pile pit, and a bog. So this is the first punch out tree. So let's have a look at the next one. Right, next one, more trays. So at the top, we've got some measuring sticks. That's really nice. And the next level look like walls. I think they are a few siege missions. And then the other tokens, the green ones, I believe the green circular ones are activation tokens, so they keep track of what units you've activated, so you yourself or your opponent can't sneakily activate something again, although you can potentially do that with the abilities from NCUs and cards. And then on the right there's a little horn with a bugle on it. Should be able to make it out. There we go. These are basically orders, so apart from activation, you have orders that can be activated once per turn. And this iron thrown up there is to show who's going first that round. And then the other 5 things I believe are objective tokens. So that is the second punch out tray. So another third tray, more terrain, more corpse piles, some hedges and some walls. Actually no, they look like palisades from here. And also we look like we have some coins here. So I reckon these are probably used to keep track of victory points. So a very good idea to keep track of that in the game, because then you can know whether to chance your hand at certain little things at the end. So I believe this, this is the third and final punch out tray, so quite a lot already in this box, and we haven't even got to the models yet. Right, I can see models, but I can also see cards and dice, so let's have a look at these first. So, we have these. Ooh, well, I'm guessing since it says objective on the back, then these might be objective cards. So your objectives in the game, looking at the game modes, is these get placed next to the objectives, and when you have it, you have the effect from this objective. So as you can see from this one, when you score points from this objective, you may restore up to D3 wounds to a friendly unit. So that's nice, and that D3 explains why we have a D3 in the set. I know we had a D3 in the set because sometimes we were required to roll a D3, especially for panic tests, which we'll be getting into in my first game. These set of cards here look like reference cards. Let's have a little open of this. I turned the big light off, getting a bit of glare from that. So what we have here looks like cards to do with sieges. So we've got castle walls. Oh, and then we have the character cards. Well, not just character cards, but unit cards. So say we have Grey Wind here, the Berserkers, Outriders, Sworn Swords, there's 2 units of these, Mountains Men, Halberdiers, and then 2 units of Guardmen. So these are just their combat units. You have no characters here, although Grey Wind is a character, but he has his own model. And then these are reference cards. So instead of squabbling over the rule book, looking at the back, there you go, each player can have this. Excellent. Alright, so focusing back onto this. So looking at the dice, we have a pack of nice black 6-sided dice, and the white one is a D3, and as I said, we'll be needing this for panic tests, and as well as other things rule cards might get into. So it's nice that's included. And now we have more cards over here. I can see straight away Jaime Lannister's on the top, so this looks like the character cards and looks like the tactics deck as well. So let's have a look at this. So, as I mentioned, characters in this game can be NCUs, so non-combat, or they can be combat ones. So basically what happens is with Jaime Lannister in this case, you attach him to a unit, and then his abilities are part of that unit, and as you can see, his ability is an order, so this can be activated only once per round. And then we've got Jaime, Gregor, and then you got your standard captains, and then you have commander versions of them, so your commanders are actually free for this, for your armies, which is good. So Robb Stark, and when you have Robb Stark you get a Grey Wind free, so bonus. So those are all the leaders, and then you have your NCUs. So as I mentioned with the NCUs, when they take up a zone and that tactics board, they have a little trigger as well. So that's them. And what are these here? Oh, these look like secret mission cards. Don't know much about them, I'll have to look at them later. And these are to do with sieges, so you have your defenders and you have your attacker. And then finally we have your tactics cards. So tactics cards are in your hand, you draw them, and they have triggers that affect the game. So for this one we have Intrigue and Subterfuge. And basically when an enemy non-combat unit activates, boom, this one triggers and you can use it. And they all have different effects. And what you have, I think you have 20 in your deck, but 6 of them come from your commander. So your commander has unique ones. So they come in pairs. So Jaime has Expert Parry, Deadly Riposte, and Kingslayer Renown. He should have 3 sets. Oh no, there's just 3 of his. Oh no, there we go. There's the second lot. So basically, your commander will affect what kind of stuff you have. So Gregor's probably not really looked into it much, but it's probably about ripping people to shreds. And the same, the Starks have them. So obviously, you can have Great John Umber as a commander and Robb Stark. It's nice. And then obviously you got your double set at the back. So I think that might be it for the cards now. So we're not going to look at the models yet. We can wait for that. But what we can see over here are some models, but the movement trays. So we'll have a look at these now. So here we have some movement trays. So these trays are for infantry. They are 12 infantry, and basically you have ranks of 3, and the number of ranks you have actually affect how many attacks you have. So basically the more you lose, the less attacks you have. Unless you're Umber Berserkers, of course, in which case you get more because they get really riled up. And as you can see here, they're actually nice textured, but there are some arrows and lines on them which are important. So this basically indicates that this is the front of the base, so you point up. And these are the arcs. So basically everything in here would be in the front arc, the side arc, and then the rear arc. So basically how you go into combat with units, depending on the arc, will affect what negative effects that will have on the defender, which is cool. So I've not played a tray-based game before, so it'll be interesting. I think it might be a bit better because I'm not moving individual models all the time. So very interested. I'm looking forward to having to paint the base. I know it's just going to be a spray job with some grass and little details, but again, a little bit of effort. So infantry, and then we have the big cavalry base, just 4 models here, and this base here is for Grey Wind himself. And I believe I've only seen one base for the siege engines, but they're just one and they're a bit longer. But again, you've got your arcs, which is cool. So finally, we'll have a look at some models. Basically, I just have to have a few minutes to check these out for myself because these are amazing miniatures. They don't obviously no glue. These are all fully assembled, which are really nice. Hopefully my camera can do these justice. But yeah, these are the Stark Outrider models. Look at these. These are stunning models. So if we can get that Stark emblem on it, yes. So gonna have to paint these up at some point. Don't have to paint them. As you can see, the Stark is a greyish colour, bluey grey. And I believe all the armies are different colours. So Lannisters are red, Neutrals are brown, Baratheons are yellow, Night's Watch are black, and Free Folk are a greenish colour by the look of what I've seen online. So Stark Outrider, nice model. And also in this little set by here are the banners. So the banners don't really mean anything, they just go in the unit to make it look nice, because obviously this is kind of a medieval setting, kind of War of the Rose kind of setting, so each unit has a little banner. It's nice. So there's banners for the Sworn Swords, and then there's banners for the Umber Berserkers as well. So that's right underneath the movement tray bases. So there's more infantry again, so let's have a look at these. So here is the rest of the Stark infantry. We have some Sworn Swords here. There's 2 units of these in this set, so that will be 12. 24. Lots of painting to do. So obviously with lockdown, won't be able to get any games of these done with Jimmy, Sherry or Dave at the moment. So give me some time to paint up. Maybe pester my wife to give me a little tryout so I can have a look at the game mechanics and iron out what I don't already know. So, but that's clutching at straws, getting my wife to play a game there. So we probably won't record it, she won't be interested in that, but hopefully in a few months get some of this content on there. Other than that, recommend Blitz Minis on YouTube. Been watching a lot of their games lately, trying to figure out the game. They're really enthusiastic with their gaming. They're real fun to watch. Okay, and then we have the Umber Berserkers. Look at these guys, big, nice and big. And then we got some characters. So we have Great John Umber here with a great sword, and he is absolutely massive. Look at that. And again, the detail on this model. I wish more games had models this good. Then we have, I think this looks like Sansa. So she can go and do some stuff. And right underneath here we've got Grey Wind. So that's nice. So basically the expansion packs, there's a Stark Hero expansion pack, and in that is Bran, and obviously you get Summer with that. And again, he comes free if you take Bran. So that's nice. So there's more models again underneath here, and they are the Lannister models. So let's have a look at the Lions of the Rock. So this little section came in this nice little cardboard bit, so there's no sticky tape holding this one down. So what have we got here? So we have some halberdiers, which I thought the Stark stuff looked nice, but wow, look at that. I really hope when I paint these I don't mess them up, because that'll just ruin this model. So yeah, then we've got that. So that's them. And then I can see here some Mountains Men. So obviously these people are not really obeying the laws of chivalry very much with Gregor. Oh, look at that, great swords again. And then speaking of Gregor, here he is, the Mountain. I think his shield is about the same size as a lot of the models. But I think he's going to mess some people up. And we have, I think the battle of this, trying to remember how they fitted in. So we have Cersei, and we have Tyrion, a little bit smaller than Gregor a bit. I think we all are. And then we've got again some of the banners. So these are the Guardsmen banners, and you've got banners for the Halberdiers and the Mountains Men. So that is the first tray for the Lannisters, and let's have a look at the set. So these ones have been knocked around a little bit, but there's no damage that I can see. This box is very well put together. In fact, so good I think I don't really need to get much storage for this yet. They can all fit in there. I'll just transport around in here. So here's a Lannister Guardsman. Very nice. What else have we got here? More Halberdiers. So yeah, there we go. That is the box. That's everything in it. So there you go. pretty much everything back in the box now. Managed to just about remember how to put it back. So what I'll be doing now. So basically, as you can see, this is the starter set for the Starks and the Lannisters. Points wise, this is enough points both armies to have a small game, about 5 points short of a medium-sized game. So basically the game modes are 30, 40, 50, 50 being large. 5 points is basically a box of something. So it could be a box of heroes or a box of soldiers. So I think what I'm going to be doing is getting a box of bowmen for the Starks and a box of crossbows for the Lannisters, and that will basically easily take you into 40 points. So that's nice. Nicely, you've got all the dice, got everything to start playing, you've got the terrain. All you need is a table and a friend. So obviously in lockdown it's a bit easier said than done, but it can wait. Give me some time to paint these bad boys up. If you don't want Starks or Lannisters, other factions available. You've got neutrals. So neutrals are basically Boltons and mercenaries. They have their own heroes as well, like Walder Frey, Varys, etc. You have Baratheons, Night's Watch, Free Folk, and Targaryens. No doubt there will be more being released in the future. Probably what will catch my eye is if the Tyrells come up. That's the only other thing I would get other than these. Those factions have a starter set themselves, so in there again will be enough, I think, for a small size army at least. Again, maybe it might be the same situation where one more box will finish you off for a medium-sized game. And I have been reading that the rulebook, dice, tokens, etc. are going to be in them as well. Again, let me know if that's wrong. I don't want to give anyone false information, but if that is, then that's fantastic. I think that's exactly what you want for a game, so you don't have to get this set, not use the models, but just have the rule book and dice. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Obviously didn't really see me unwrapping much. Glad I didn't. There was a lot of stuff taped down. I had to get the knife out. So if you're on this channel, you've been brought to me by this via the Song of Ice and Fire setting. Please check out my other stuff. Probably the thing that might interest you the most is the Middle-earth strategy battle game. That's done by Games Workshop. A little bit more open than tray-based movement, but a good game. Simple rules. The hard part is mastering it. And then off the off chance you like World War II, there's always Flames of War as well. And obviously for all the Flames of War and Lord of the Rings people watching this video, there'll still be battle reports done for them. Flames of War again, no problem with that. The lockdown method I'm doing using FaceTime for that seems to be working. Lord of the Rings, obviously gonna have to nag my wife. So there we go, hope you enjoyed. Any people who are, I would say, are veterans of A Song of Ice and Fire, any advice you can give me on the rules, where to go next with this box, or painting tips would be good. Obviously I've got the app, so I know about the FAQs for it, so I know what cards need updating. So again, everyone please stay safe in these uncertain times. So yeah, enjoy this, and hopefully we'll see some painted miniatures and some good battle reports when the world goes back to normal. When. So, goodbye.